Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into, well, this vast, mysterious world beneath the waves.
A world that's increasingly vulnerable, unfortunately.
Exactly. It's teeming with life, but facing huge challenges and also inspiring some really extraordinary dedication.
Absolutely.
So, our mission in this deep dive is, to uncover these pressing issues impacting our marine ecosystems.
And crucially, to meet some of the remarkable individuals who are dedicating their lives to protecting them.
Right. This isn't just going to be about the problems, though. We've got surprising facts, really personal stories, and insights that hopefully will leave you really well informed.
And for this deep dive, our sources are a really compelling collection of interviews. They're from the Matters Academy YouTube channel.
Ah,
Okay, we've pulled insights from some really passionate experts, people from the Hong Kong Shark Foundation, the Thailand Manta Project, Oceans Asia,
wow, quite a range.
and also a veteran marine biologist working right there on the front lines in the Philippines.
Okay, so it's going to be quite a journey then. We'll look at apex predators facing this, well, unimaginable crisis. We'll look at invisible killers lurking on coral reefs.
Ghost nets and the like.
Yeah, and discover some, surprising origins of conservationists, how they got started.
Definitely some unconventional paths.
And even tackle the very modern challenge of face mask pollution.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with something really critical, something that affects the whole ocean food web, the global shark crisis.
Yeah, a huge one.
Andrea Richey's work with the Hong Kong Shark Foundation, it revealed some truly harrowing figures. Can you tell us a bit about her and what she's found?
Absolutely. Andrea Richey, she's the executive director there, and her journey is what's fascinating, really inspiring.
Right.
She spent like 3 decades in Hong Kong's corporate world, started as a lawyer,
A lawyer.
yeah, then corporate communications, and finally ended up as a headhunter. Quite the career.
Definitely. So how did the shift to conservation happen? It's a very personal story, actually. Back in 2015, she tragically lost her father.
Oh, no.
And then just 4 months later, her mother had a heart attack.
Gosh, that's tough.
It really was. So after that, she started volunteering with different charities, and eventually she connected with the Hong Kong Shark Foundation.
Okay.
She went to this talk they gave about shark conservation, and she said she was just blown away.
Blown away. How so?
She suddenly realized she was, unknowingly contributing to the destruction, eating sharks sometimes without even knowing it was shark.
Right. It can be hidden in dishes sometimes.
Exactly. And that realization just hit her. It compelled her to quit her corporate job. She volunteered full-time for 3 years with the foundation.
3 years unpaid.
Yep. Before eventually becoming its executive director. Quite the commitment.
That really is. And her work uncovered this horrifying update on the scale of the problem. We used to hear like 100 million sharks killed a year for shark fin soup. What did she find?
Yeah, that 100 million figure was bad enough, but Andrea revealed it's actually more like 270 million sharks killed annually now.
270 million.
That's the estimate. And it's not just for fins anymore. That's the key thing.
So what else?
Well, the demand has surged for shark meat itself, cartilage for supplements, even liver oil. It's become this much broader global market for all sorts of shark products.
Which must make conservation efforts even harder.
Incredibly challenging. Tracking that kind of trade is so difficult.
That 270 million figure is just terrifying.
Right.
What makes losing these animals so catastrophic for the ocean? Beyond just the numbers, we know they're apex predators, but what else?
Yeah, it's a ripple effect. Losing these apex predators is devastating. They are the cleaners of the ocean, keeping it healthy.
How do they do that exactly?
They manage the whole marine ecosystem, really. They control fish populations because they're opportunists. They tend to go after the weak and the sick fish.
Ah, so they keep those populations healthy.
Exactly. They maintain that delicate balance. Without them, prey species can just explode.
And that causes other problems.
Big problems. You get overgrazing of crucial habitats like coral reefs or seagrass beds because the fish sharks used to control are now running rampant.
It's like a chain reaction.
Precisely. It's what scientists call a trophic cascade. It fundamentally changes the ocean's structure. Losing even one shark species can threaten whole ecosystems.
Which is why Andrea felt she had to be the voice for the voiceless.
That's exactly what she said, yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the sharks, the apex predators, but there are other, maybe quieter threats. These silent killers lurking below, ghost nets.
Ah, yes, abandoned fishing gear. A huge insidious problem, especially for coral reefs.
And your research led you to William in the Philippines.
That's right, William, a real pioneer. He was actually in the very first batch of marine biology graduates from the University of San Carlos in Cebu, way back in 1976.
Wow, so he's seen a lot change in the oceans.
Definitely. And in 2018, he was involved in deploying a floating guest house project in Bogotio, Talasea City, Cebu.
Okay.
And during that work, he made this really disheartening discovery. Ghost nets tangled deep within the corals.
Oh, no. And with his background, he'd know immediately what that meant.
Instantly. He knew those nets would definitely kill the coral. No question about it.
So what did they do? Just leave him?
Oh, no, not William. It took him and his team 7 consecutive Sundays to get all those ghost nets out.
7 Sundays! That's incredible dedication. Must have been hard work.
Extremely hard. And dangerous, too. Removing ghost nets isn't easy.
Why is that? What makes it so difficult, especially around fragile coral?
Well, think about it. These nets are designed to entangle things.
Right. Fish, mostly.
But they can snag divers, too, cause cuts. And if they're big or deep or wrapped around complex structures like coral, it gets really risky.
And you could damage the coral trying to get them out.
Exactly. The goal is removal without causing more harm. It's painstaking. William's effort there, it really highlights a global crisis.
Because these nets just keep fishing, don't they?
Endlessly. For years sometimes. They trap everything. Turtles, dolphins, even whales. They're one of the worst kinds of marine debris.
Did they report it?
They did. They reported it to the local government, trying to raise awareness about the ongoing issue.
William's story, that hands-on effort, is really something. But paths into conservation aren't always through science, are they?
Not at all. Sometimes they're quite unexpected, like Jamie Beman's story.
Right. She works with manta rays.
Yes, she's the project leader of the Thailand Manta Project. And her entry into marine conservation was pretty unique.
How so?
It started with a beauty pageant, believe it or not.
A beauty pageant? Seriously?
Yeah, the Miss Scuba International pageant back in 2012. Its whole purpose was to find a female figure to promote marine conservation and diving.
Okay, that's different.
And she won, which, as you can imagine, opened a lot of doors for her. Unexpected doors.
I bet. So what happened after she won?
Well, she fully embraced it. She became a dive instructor. Then she spent 3 months in the Maldives, really immersing herself studying manta rays in their natural habitat.
Learning firsthand.
Exactly. And then she came back to Thailand and, in 2015, started the Thailand Manta Project, really dedicating herself to researching and conserving these amazing creatures.
That's fantastic. For listeners maybe like me who are surprised by the pageant route, what are some key things about manta rays that Jamie's work helps us understand, biologically speaking?
Well, first off, many people don't realize they're actually fish, not mammals.
Right. They look so different from typical fish.
They do. They're one of the largest fishes in the world, actually. They belong to this family called cartilaginous elasmobranch fish.
Okay, what does that mean?
Basically, it means their skeletons are made of cartilage, not bone. Like sharks. All sharks and rays are in this group.
So they're related to sharks.
Yep. It's a big family, over 1,000 species, about 510 species of sharks, and 650 species of rays. It shows their, evolutionary distinctiveness.
Fascinating. And what specific threats do these gentle giants face? Why is Jamie's project so important?
They face a lot, unfortunately. Plastic pollution is a big one. Entanglement in fishing gear like those ghost nets we talked about.
Ah, it all connects.
It really does. Also, unsustainable tourism practices can harm them, and even ship strikes. So having dedicated research and advocacy like Jamie's project is absolutely vital for their survival.
Okay, so from these majestic mantis, let's pivot to something much less majestic but very visible lately, plastic pollution from PPE.
Ah, yes, the pandemic effect.
Yeah.
COVID obviously led to this huge surge in producing and using PPE, especially disposable face masks.
Which were crucial for health, of course.
Absolutely essential. But the disposal, that quickly became a new problem for the oceans. Oceans Asia actually spotted it very early on.
When was this?
Late February 2020. They were visiting some remote beaches in the Soko Islands in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And they found dozens of masks washed up already. A really clear early warning sign.
And it wasn't just Hong Kong, right? This went global fast.
Oh, completely. Divers started finding masks and gloves on the seabed during cleanups off the coast of France, the Côte d'Azur. Wow. A photographer in the UK found over 300 gloves and masks in Southampton. And let's be honest, masks started littering the streets in most of our major cities everywhere.
Yeah, you saw them everywhere for a while. What did Oceans Asia say were the root causes?
They pointed to 2 main things. Basically, weaknesses in the waste management systems and also people's failure to dispose of their PPE responsibly.
So is it more about individuals needing to do better or the system's failing? Or both? What did the data show?
Well, Oceans Asia's analysis suggested it was really both, but the systemic weaknesses were crucial. It wasn't just people being careless, so that was part of it.
Right.
It highlighted that our existing waste infrastructure just wasn't ready for this sudden, massive influx of a new type of waste.
We didn't have the right bins or collection or public info.
Pretty much. Insufficient public awareness campaigns, policy gaps. The pandemic basically exposed how fragile those systems were. Any rapid change in what we consume can overwhelm them.
And the numbers were huge.
Staggering. Oceans Asia estimated that 1.56 billion face masks entered our oceans in 2020 alone.
1.56 billion.
In just 1 year. It really puts the scale of it into perspective.
And this mass pollution, as visible as it was, it's just part of a bigger problem.
Exactly. They stressed it's really the tip of the iceberg when it comes to marine plastic pollution.
Which has been building up for decades.
For decades. Contaminating everything. It's a serious threat to marine wildlife, to ecosystems, and it's not going to fix itself. It will not go away on its own unless we take action.
So what does this all mean? When we look at Andrea fighting for sharks, William cleaning up ghost nets, Jamie focusing on mantis, this sudden wave of mask pollution, what's the common thread here?
I think what really stands out is the sheer interconnectedness of it all.
Yeah.
You know, everything impacts everything else in the ocean.
From the apex predators.
Right down to the tiniest coral polyps. Human activity is the common factor. Whether it's fishing, discarded gear, or just our everyday waste, our actions ripple right through that whole marine environment.
It also really highlights the power of individuals, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Think about Andrea's realization about what she was eating. That led to a total life change.
Or William spending Sunday after Sunday pulling up nets.
Or Jamie taking that unexpected pageant win and turning it into real advocacy for mantas.
Each story shows that individual choices, individual dedication, it actually can make a difference against these huge problems. So thinking about the future of our oceans, what stands out to you?
For me, it's that sense of shared responsibility and maybe cautious hope. Seeing people like Andrea, William, and Jamie dedicate themselves is inspiring. It shows change is possible.
Yeah, it makes you think. As you, our listener, reflect on these stories, maybe consider what small habits in your own daily life might be, unknowingly contributing.
Even seemingly small things.
What tiny change could you maybe make? A change that might ripple outwards just a little bit to help protect this blue planet we all share.
Every little bit helps.
It really does. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the state of our oceans and meeting some of the truly inspiring people working so hard to protect them.
Thanks for listening.
Your curiosity really does make a difference.